Welcome to Lesson 8. Today we are learning about art. Do you remember doing art as a child? How did it make you feel? Were you any good at it? Did it matter? We enjoyed art as children and did it frequently. What happened? We're told it's not worthwhile, especially as a profession, or that art is only for talented people, or someone tells us or we decide that we're just not good at it. So art stops being fun. Have you heard of art therapy? There are two views of art therapy. One is to use it as a tool for diagnosing and monitoring mental health, and one is an outlet for emotions. We are not going to talk about that first one because in most cases it's stupid. We are going to talk about using art as an outlet for emotions. So how can art help us deal with our emotions? Art is a safe way to express your emotions. It can actually reduce your stress. You can express and explore your emotions more than perhaps you could with just words or thought. With art, you can say things that you can't verbalize. For instance, if you say the word sad, that means something different to everybody. But if you draw sad, that really shows what that word means to you more than just the word would say it. And art therapy can help you cope with trials. There are several types of emotion-related artwork. You can have an art journal, do painting, poetry, photography, writing, drawing, singing, playing an instrument, dance, collage, whatever. Adult coloring books are okay and they're relaxing and fun, but they're not creating art, so they're not really beneficial emotionally other than as a way to relax. I'm going to show you a bunch of examples, and these are all my examples, not so that I can show you how great my art is, but so I can show you that it really doesn't matter what your art is. This is a poem I wrote when I was 8, so yes, my spelling was amazing. As a quick explanation, my neighbor's dog had 12 puppies. One of them was missing an ear. I don't know if he was missing his left ear or if he only had his left ear, but we named him Lefty. And I was playing with him one night when they weren't home, and I thought he was dead. So I wrote them this poem and left it on their table. And later that night, they came over to the house with him to show me that he was not actually dead. I was very happy. I cried. This is a drawing I did to represent an emotion. This is my first attempt at watercolor as an adult. Not great, but it was peaceful to do that. My therapist recommended using photography as a way to express emotion. At first I didn't know how that would work, but then I started doing it and it was really kind of cool. So here are a bunch that I've used for that. This one represents happiness. This is discouragement. This is loneliness. This is sorrow. That's actually a sunflower after the petals and seeds are gone. This is strength. This is grief. This is anger. And this is overwhelmment. I'm going to go through some examples of art therapy. One is using art therapy as emotional awareness. One is dealing with anxiety. Art therapy has recently been found effective in dealing with victims of war or human sex trafficking, and also with dealing with PTSD in soldiers. So I'm going to go through some of these examples. This is an example of a study done with nursing students where they had to draw a situation from their nursing experience that was frustrating or negative. Now, this nursing student illustrated a time when a patient was frustrated with his medical treatment and was yelling at her. And after she created this drawing, she realized that she had kind of inflated the memory in her mind, and it wasn't as negative as she thought. So she even drew herself smiling and with a hat on that's supposed to represent her thinking cap, because you have to think quickly as a nurse, and then realized that not all of the things the patient had said were negative. And so she was able to realize that she had exaggerated this memory in her mind and it was not as negative as she remembered. So this was an example of emotional awareness using art. This study was done with pregnant women with a lot of anxiety about childbirth. And this particular woman painted a picture of her and her husband holding the new baby. And by changing the visualization from everything that could go wrong to everything that could go right, she was able to relax and not have crippling fear of giving birth. Excuse me. This is a drawing done by a victim of human sex trafficking. This has been used quite a bit with victims of trafficking as a way to get through the emotions that they've dealt with and the experiences, and also to help them explore their own identity apart from what they've been through. This is a drawing by a boy in Africa, in the Darfur conflict. So he's showing the soldiers that were invading. And then this is an example used with US soldiers. There's actually an article in the National Geographic. I believe I have a link on the course website under additional resources. And they gave the soldiers masks to decorate, and they were able to express what they couldn't express in words by decorating these masks, and it kind of was a way to separate themselves from the situation, and they were able to express their feelings. If you go to the National Geographic article, it should have a slideshow. It's pretty interesting. Now, I want you to practice. Now, first, I'm going to counter some of your arguments. Oh, I'm not any good at art. It doesn't matter. You can illustrate a story with stick figures. No one really cares what your stick figures look like. I don't have any idea of what to do. Make a shape and fill it with words. Maybe make a peace sign and fill it with words that represent peace to you, or situations that bring peace. I heard of one study where people were asked to draw a mandala using images from a traumatic experience. This is done on a 3x3 post-it note with a pen, so you don't even need a lot of supplies. All you need is a little bit. You don't even technically need paper and a pen because you can sing a song that you write yourself. You also think you don't have supplies? Well, your phone probably has a camera. And you think you can't afford supplies? I quickly made this painting today using a sunflower and paint that I got at the dollar store. So the paint and the paintbrush and the canvas are all from the dollar store. So your challenge for this week is to try using art as therapy to deal with unpleasant emotions. And then send me your thoughts or pictures to let me know how it went. You do not need to send pictures if you don't want to. Art is very personal and can be very sensitive. So don't send me anything that you're not comfortable with. That's fine. You can just let me know, hey, I tried it. It was fun, or something like that. Anyway, give it a shot. Even if you're hesitant, just draw a picture.